has reiterated its order for forced displacement in southern Beirut, naming new targets amid ongoing strikes. The latest attack last night triggered a large blaze at one of the struck sites, with smoke seen rising over the city. Authorities have warned civilians to evacuate immediately from the affected areas to avoid casualties. The strikes come as part of Israel's intensified operations in the region, raising concerns over escalating tensions in the Gulf neighborhood. Residents report chaos and disruption, with emergency services struggling to contain fires and provide assistance to those forced to flee. We are now being rejoined again by Aaron. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us back here for this. As we've just heard, Israel has reiterated its order for forced displacement, naming targets as ongoing strikes are continuing. The latest attack last night triggered a large blaze at one of the sites. This conflict, as said earlier, is going now into its second week. How do you think it's going to look now? Do you think anytime soon? We know Trump has said that he's got 4 to 5 to 6 weeks. And with Israel as well, how do you think it's going to look? And especially Israel and Hezbollah conflict as well going on. What do you think is going to happen now?
Well, now that the war has broken out in the north as well as with Iran, that definitely complicates things. The big difference is that we were ready, we were expecting this to happen. So yeah, like you said, President Trump is saying with Iran that could go on for a few more weeks, could even go on longer. But with the northern situation, that's a bit more problematic. We have rallied up about 100,000 reservists to our northern border. We have now put boots on the ground, and as you reported, our military has warned people to move out. We have, sadly, the Lebanese government, along with the Lebanese army, have not been able to deal with Hezbollah. This is the problem. About a year and a half ago, there was an official United Nations waged ceasefire. Well, Hezbollah decided to break that ceasefire by getting involved in this war. And so we've said to the Lebanese government, if you can't deal with it, we understand, but we will have to deal with it because they're our residents here in Israel that Hezbollah are firing on. So sadly, the Lebanese people living in South Lebanon, they are in the middle. They are right caught in the middle, and we don't have any choice. The two choices are either to fire and kill these people or to replace them, or rather not replace them, change their place. And so we've told them, you need to get out because we're firing on these targets. We are eliminating leaders. We are eliminating units, weapons depots, underground bunkers. We know that they have. Now, how long this is going to last, this is a big question. This could take longer than we realize. It really depends on how strategic the leadership of Hezbollah are. We took out hundreds of them with the Pages story over a year ago. That crushed the leadership, but obviously they have regathered, regrouped, restructured. So we're going to have to wait and see see how this plays out. But in the meantime, this is a zero tolerance. Literally 10 minutes ago, the sirens went off right where I'm seated. Bombs were being sent from Lebanon. So this is an intolerable situation, and it's very, very serious for our residents on the north. when the October 7th war broke out, our government took 100,000 of our own people and put them in hotels in different parts of the country because it was too dangerous leaving them on our northern border. Our government has said this time we're not going to do that. We cannot afford to take you out of your homes and place you in hotels. So that's putting all of those residents who returned in very, very dangerous harm's way. So this is going to have to play itself out, but it could take a while. You know, Hezbollah are under the ground as well as above the ground, but we're doing our best as we're fighting on two major fronts now. And there's even reports that the Houthis down in the very south may open up at any moment as well. So we're all on edge here as we're waiting for this, and we're watching our soldiers fight this very difficult fight.
Thank you, Aaron. Please don't go anywhere, as we'll be back with you very shortly. A Turkish court has begun hearing the case against jailed Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu amid growing political pressure on the opposition. The trial comes as authorities have stepped up actions against opposition figures, sparking concerns about political freedoms and democratic norms in Turkey. İmamoğlu is a key figure in the Republican People's Party, is accused of alleged wrongdoings, which he denies, maintaining the case is politically motivated. Supporters have gathered outside the court, calling for fair trials and warnings against the political crackdown. Analysts say the case will be a crucial test of the government's relationship with opposition parties, may influence upcoming local and national elections. We're now again being joined by Aaron Navarco. Thank you for joining us back here for this. As the Turkish courts has begun hearing the case, what can you tell us about this case? What can you tell us? Do you think the people are feeling like? Is the supporters? What more can you tell us about this?
Well, Turkey are they're in an interesting position because you've got a number of factors in this whole situation. You've got Turkey, which are a Sunni majority Muslim nation. You've got Iran, which are majority Shiite, and we all know that the Turkey want to revive the Ottoman Empire that they were in control with and ruled certainly the Middle East area from 1517 to 1917 before the British took over. So yes, they're kind of, you know, they really, I think, like most of the Muslim nations, they were surprised at what's going on, how the Iranians struck many of the other Muslim nations. So they're going to have to play it very, very careful. The Iranians have been an ally, but you know, the Iranians have been allies of pretty much a number of Muslim nations, but they've miscalculated and they've turned on these nations. So the Middle East it's kind of a little bit like the Wild West at the moment. No one knows who is on whose side. The dust hasn't quite settled, but certainly Turkey need to play this very careful. Let's not forget they are a NATO nation, and whatever decisions they make, they will have the backing of the NATO nations. And then, you know, the leader of this war, the United States, you know, they sometimes clash with Turkey, especially when it comes to Iran. So Turkey need to be very careful at this stage. The Turkish people, it'll be interesting to see how they respond as well, and whether this will just be a political issue, or will it be a religious issue as well? Will it spill over to religion? And on top of that, you know, Turkey, they have their energy issues at stake as well. You know, below Turkey, south of Turkey, is Syria. And then, and then you've got the Kurdish issue. Turkey are watching things very closely. The Kurdish people could be the people that start to enter into the fight, boots on the ground in Iran. And I don't think Turkey want that. They don't want the Kurds to be involved, but it looks like they are involved. So again, we're going to have to sit back and watch how this unfolds.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for joining us here today on NewsX World.